Good morning guys, and thank you for joining me for another What I Eat in a Day as a vegan on Slimming World. If you're new, my name's Leanne, nice to meet you. And if you're coming back, as always, thanks ever so much for doing so. I appreciate you. Happy Friday, we've made it through another week. Well done everyone, I hope you all had a brilliant week and that you've got a nice weekend lined up, whether that means you're doing something or not doing something, because whatever you enjoy is cool. So there we go, there's my positive energy for the day. It's actually not morning, I always say good morning, but right now it's 12 and I'm actually just having my first food of the day. I don't know where this morning went, but it just went. So I had one coffee this morning, just a cold brew, but I had a bit more milk than I normally do in a cold brew, so I had 100 mils of my Alpro Almond Barista, so that was one sin. And then for my lunch, which I've just heated up, which is essentially breakfast, but you know, it's lunch because it's lunchtime. I've got leftovers from last night. So this is pasta. Let me turn this around and show you. Okay, so we've got some pappardelle pasta, courgettes, peppers. There was lamb's lettuce last night, but I ate all that, except for maybe the odd leaf. There's What the Cluck vegan chicken, which is sin-free. And there is pesto, which is, in the whole thing, I used one of the small pots of vegan pesto, which is 7.5 syns. So for half the pot, I'm calling it 4 syns. Obviously I had 4 yesterday, so 4 syns for that today in this. And there's also approximately 25 grams of vegan cheese in this portion, so I'm just going to call that one of my healthy extra A's, which would normally be 30 grams, but you know, there's a little room for error there. So yeah, in total this is 4 syns. We've got 2 different speed foods as far as I'm concerned, plus protein and, well, admittedly mostly pasta, but still it's very, very delicious. I've just nuked this, so I'm gonna dig in. Hey guys, I'm in a horrible mood. It is 7:30 on Friday and I'm just in such a bad mood. But I'm doing creative things. So the first thing I did after work was this. So I'm currently in the process of creating July's cover page in my Slimming World journal, and I chose this quote, which is again a Terry Pratchett one. I thought let's stay on theme for a minute. So it's Lanka people, look after the calories and let the vitamins go hang. Do you think I could get a salad? She ventured. Hope not, said Nanny happily. And so I was like, perfect. So I did my level best drawing a salad. It turned out better than I thought it would. I just did it in pencil first and then went over it with my super fine liner. It's like 0.05 thickness micron pen. It's this one. I use this for quite a lot because I really love how it looks on the paper, like when you draw with it. And then I was just going to start like adding some colour, and I thought, in case I ruin it, I'll just take a little record for posterity that this is what it looked like before I've added colour, except for obviously that one leaf, which I have already done. But then I thought, knowing how things normally look when I add colour, I tend to ruin them. So yeah, so there we go. Let's see what happens to this, because I'm pretty pleased with this. Let's see how I ruin it. And then I didn't finish it, but I went to the shops and I came back from the shops and I did finish it. Here it is. I'll show you properly later. Quite pleased with it. Looks like a salad. And now I'm attempting quilling. I'm just doing creative things because I'm just in a really bad mood. Because I am. Don't worry. So I'm sure I'll be all right later. It's fine. I just need to. Anyway, so I'm attempting to do quilling to make my sister a card like I talked about yesterday. Like I said, I'm off work now for a week, which is lovely. So I've got plenty of time, but like I said, I just wanted to do something. So I've made a little Quilling wine bottle. I was like, I mean, honestly, I bought a Quilling book, but I haven't looked at it yet, so I just kind of made it up. But what I did find was a little thing online that said about making the shape out of like cardboard first. And well, I've got Quilling papers, but I don't have Quilling cardboard. So you have to try and cut it and then bend it round and make the edge stick with the glue. Like, it's really hard, I'm not gonna lie. So my bottle is wonky, but I thought, do you know what? I don't care because I can't do it. This is my second attempt already. The first one was a better shape, but it wasn't sticking too well and I needed to revise it. So what I did was I did this Quilling. I don't know if you can tell. So see how the outside is green? That's the same colour as the dark green bits here. And then obviously the white is to represent a label. So like I did this outside bit, let it dry, and then I've just done loads of little Quilling bits and I've just kind of squidged them into little, some of them are squidged one end, some not at all, some both ends. So I've done like a bit of a mixture, just trying to make it look nice really and fill it up. It is fiddly. It's not like technically difficult, it's just fiddly, I think is probably the word. Anyway, and then what I realised was so hard on my first attempt was that I was trying to do it all directly in place, and I was getting really stressed because I was like, how am I going to get rid of like the pencil lines where I've drawn like the bottle and the glass and stuff? So what I then realised was the obvious solution is to do it on a separate bit of card, then cut it out, which I'll do better in a moment, but I wanted to let it dry more first because I've used a bit of wet glue on here, as well as glue tape. And yeah, so I'll go around the edge because like you can see, like there's little bits. I should have just left it a bit bigger really until it was totally dry. And then just to make sure that all these little bits are sticking, I've actually got it face down on the table with a not loads heavy thing, but a semi heavy-ish thing on it just to make sure it all sticks well. And then, so I'll make a couple of bits. I'm going to do a glass and a bunch of grapes. I'm saving the grapes to last because I think I'm hoping they're going to be the easiest bit. And then, so they'll all have backing, and then I can just stick them all together and make a card, if you see what I mean. So that's the plan. And actually, oh, it's just occurred to me, I have actually got some foam squares. So what I could do is do a drawing behind them, and that would make it look even more cohesive. Okay, there we go. So anyway, my first attempt at Quilling. I'm happy with the, I don't know what you call these things. Are they quills? Is that how it works? Are these quills? These little things? Okay, cool. I'm happy with them anyway. The shape, meh. But I think you can tell what it is. Like, look, if it's far away, like, oh, it's a wine bottle. Look, look, look. Anyway, I'm in a really bad mood because, like, my landlord came around today, and nothing wrong with him, but, like, the letting agents are on at him that my rent needs to go up, and, like, apparently it's way behind market value and all the rest of it. So like the upshot is like, because I don't want to move, but the problem is like for one person living here it's just really expensive, but I really like where I live, and so yeah, it's just not ideal really. So yeah, my rent's going to go up quite significantly, which I sort of agreed to. Like, he let me know his bottom figure. I told him my kind of highest figure. They're not that far apart. And my highest figure was plucked out of the air, to be totally honest, because it's way more than I want to be paying. So yeah, I mean, I can do it, because the trouble is, like what he was saying is it's going to be it'll probably be reviewed again in like a year, and like oh, it's just really irritating, but anyway. And then he was like, because one of the things earlier this year was like, I asked if I could get a water meter because the water people said that I would save like £200 a year. And then, which I was like, brilliant, yeah. And then he was like, no. And then the estate agent, when they took, this was only like a few months ago, and then the estate agent said, yeah, so he said rather than doing a rent increase, like, just don't get a water meter, and then, you know, that's that. But now he's just said to me, no, that's not what was said. Oh, it's just really confusing. And I just like, and then he was like saying to me, like, the words he's using, like, I know he doesn't mean it maliciously, and I do feel really bad for him because he's just lost his wife, his partner, who was actually the owner of this house, and now it's his, and he's just got a lot going on. And like, he's a very stoic man, and he said to me, like, he used the words like, my world's fell apart since Christmas, which is when she died. And I just thought, that's terrible. Like, for him to say that, like, it's so sad, because like, she's not old. She wasn't old. And like, even though she's technically my landlord, I've never actually met her. I've only ever dealt with him because he does all like the handiwork around here if it needs anything doing. But like, I didn't want I'm just in my head about this. I need to just chill, like, because like, I don't want him to feel like he's doing me a favour. Do you know what I mean? Like, I pay to live here fair and square, like with any place. Like, it's all through a letting agent, they manage it, etc. It just so happens that I see him fairly regularly, you know, whenever anything needs to be done on the house, because he does it all himself. So but like, he was like, oh, you know, I don't really need to raise the price, but the estate agent says that it's like so far behind market value. And then he's like, so I'm thinking, you know, just in case my circumstances change next year or something, because obviously his income's changed, and like, oh, but like, I didn't want him to feel like he's doing me a favour by keeping it below market value, because even going up to the new amount, like, honestly, it is too expensive for me, like, percentage wise in my salary. I mean, it already is at the moment, but yeah, I don't know, because I don't want to be being done a favour. Do you know what I mean? But at the same time, I don't want him to feel like he's got to keep me in here because he feels like, oh, I don't know. It's just horrible. Like, the solution probably is going to end up, like, in a year I'm going to have to move, and I really don't want to. Oh, getting stressed, for fuck's sake. Oh. Anyway, so I'm just gonna do crafty things and not think about it, because I'm getting really stressed. It's now 9 o'clock. I'm still grumpy. I haven't done any more of my art thing. I've just been scrolling on my phone, and I thought, oh, I'll have some tea, shall I? Because I need to eat something. I just feel, you know, when you just feel really grumpy and rebellious, like, I'm annoyed, like, I feel like doing things just to be contrary, you know. But I'm not really annoyed, I'm just worried. I was looking on Rightmove just to see, like, what other stuff is out. Oh, anyway, I'm not going to talk about it because I'm making a mountain out of a molehill. The fact is, I don't have to move and I don't have to do anything quickly, but I'm just stressing, you know, because life's expensive and living alone is expensive. But hey ho. Speaking of, I went to Sainsbury's earlier and I got myself some stir fries. Oh, it's fine. Just means it's fine. God, this is a crap video for you guys today, isn't it? Sorry. Shall I unpack my stir fry and show you what I got? Can you guess? Ta-da! It's my usual baby vegetable stir fry, which is my absolute favourite. So I will look forward to having that. And in the cupboard, I already have one of these. So what protein will I have, or will I bother? I just don't know. Oh my god, I'm just in a mare mood. It's the worst kind of mood to be in, because nothing will make me in a better mood. Oh. Edamame beans or tofu? Answer me now. Yes, tofu, you're right. Tofu is the answer. You're looking for onions? If you know, you know. Okay, right, so I've got smoked tofu, which was the last one in the fridge. I suppose I'm gonna have to do a proper shop at some point, guys. This displeases me. I just grabbed a garlic and ginger paste from the shelf, but I might have something open, so let's have a look. Oh my god, my fridge is a mess. I hate it. Okay, right, I've got a ginger paste here that's already opened, and a garlic paste. We'll check that those are still okay. They won't have been open that long. And actually, I did buy chili and garlic sauce the other day. I've got my soy sauce. The soy sauce? Yeah, I've got soy sauce. Oh dear. I'm a grumpy bum. Sesame oil. And yeah, we'll use a little bit of spray oil just to stop the tofu sticking initially. I really need a new non-stick pan. Maybe that's what I'll do in my week off next week. Maybe I'll go to the big Tesco and see if they still do those pans, because they're really good. Really good. It's their own range, like, is it Pro Cook or Go Cook? I always forget which one's the brand and which one's Tesco. Oh, my saucepans are the same. Let's have a look. Go Cook. Go Cook. In fact, I could just look at my pan, couldn't I? Here it is on the draining board where I've washed it up earlier. Go Cook. There we go. So they usually do a variant on this pan. I keep looking in Sainsbury's when I've been in there lately, and like they don't have anything comparable. And the annoying thing is, like, it kind of looks okay, but the middle, look, oh, you can kind of see in the light. See how the middle's gone? So everything started like sticking to it. You can just about see the texture. I don't even do it in the dishwasher every time. I do it hand washing a lot of times as well. But I mean, this is a pan I use all the time, and it's, I mean, when I got that one, they were probably 30 or 40 quid. So I don't know why I'm procrastinating about it, to be honest. I just need to get my ass in gear and go up to the big Tesco. And honestly, that's why I'm procrastinating, because you guys know I don't like going to places. I've got to be in the right mindset. God, okay, I need to stop being a grumpy bum and just make some dinner and then show you. Okay, so here's everything I've just put out on the side. So we're going to use some of this. Alrighty-roo. So I have torn up my smoked tofu, primarily because it means that, I mean, it doesn't really make a lot of difference when you do it in a pan, because it ain't going to be in there that long to go brown. If you do it in the air fryer, like, this makes a big difference, but to be honest, it's just to save me using a chopping board just for the tofu, because I don't need to chop anything else up, so why waste a whole chopping board? So yeah, I've set that going. I'll just let that cook for a couple of minutes. So obviously that's sin-free. 3 sprays of oil is 3 sins. That's free. Rice is 1.5. So that makes 4.5 with the oil that I've already used. Then sesame oil, I'll probably do a teaspoon. That'll be 2 sins. So that'll be 6.5. How many sins am I even on today, guys? What was it? It was 4 at lunchtime, and I had 2 coffees, so that's 6. Oh, so actually, it's fine. I don't need to be too careful because I have plenty left, so that's good. So I've got the garlic and ginger paste that already open, and some soy sauce. do I want to use some chili and garlic sauce? Yeah, why not? So I'll do that instead of garlic, I guess. That'll probably be it. This sauce, I think it's 1.5 per tablespoon, but I'll double check on the app before I put it in, because obviously I like to know how much to measure it by. The ginger and the garlic pastes are, I think they're all like 1/2 syn per tablespoon. They're really, really low and they're so convenient. Yeah, so yeah, this should be fairly decently synned. Okay, so the tofu is nice and brown. Not that you can really see. Yeah, you can. There it is. And the veg is nearly done, so that's when I add in the rice. And I've made a sauce. This contains 2 teaspoons of sesame oil for 4 syns, 2 tablespoons of garlic and ginger paste. I went a bit mad because then I wasn't going to use this, and then I did. So this is now going to be like the garlickiest thing ever. Anyway, so 2 teaspoons of sesame oil, 2 tablespoons of garlic and ginger, 1 teaspoon of chili and garlic, and a good couple of tablespoons of soy sauce. By my reckoning, that's going to make it, what, 4, 5, maybe 6.5 maximum. Obviously with the 3 sprays of oil, that's another 3, that's like 9.5, and the Thai rice is 1.5, so that's like 11. Cool. Pro tip, when you do a sauce like this, I always do it when I've added the rice and noodles in, and then you get some left. So what you do is add a tiny bit of soy sauce to that, mix it up, and then pour it over the top afterwards, and it'll give you a zing. Well, that has a lovely punch to it. So, like I said, I don't want to waste this, and this is like, just gives everything that extra boost of flavour, because obviously I like to cook with a lot of the sauce in there, but then by adding a little bit of raw sauce over the top, not raw, but anyway, by pouring a little bit of this over, it just really gives it like a zing. A zingity zing. Like, it's only that little bit extra, but it does make a difference. I mean, it's probably not even a tablespoon of soy sauce that I put in then. Sorry, I don't like to waste any, so I like to get all the sauce off the spoon as well. Waste not, want not. Hey guys, so sorry for being really grumpy and like weird this evening. I'm just in my head. So first things first, let's just go through my food diary. Dinner was really nice, by the way. Very tasty. I worked out the syns slightly wrong, but I'll show you that now. Okay, so here is today's page. Lots of speed, although not really reflected, because again, as always, when I have these stir fry veg, which I seem to be migrating to a lot lately, but honestly, they're so nice and so easy. I'm just having a moment with them. Nothing particularly exciting in the free foods, just tofu, soy sauce, excuse me, and then what the cluck chicken and pasta in my lunch, and coffee, obviously. Portion of cheese from lunch for a healthy extra A choice, so I didn't have any other healthy extras today, so that's cool. And then syns, which is really populated today, so my usual 2 syns for 200 ml of almond barista. There was a comment today. I haven't been replying to comments this evening. I was not in the mood, sorry guys, but I did see one pop up saying that in the app, when they scanned it, it came up as 1.5 for almond barista. There are in fact 2 entries in the app, because I did go and double check, and one of them says almond barista and the other one says almond barista for professionals, and the one for professionals is honestly the one that I've always used, and it's just 1 syn per 100 mils. That used to be the only one in there, and then they added the other one, which is 1.5 syns per 100 mils. I've always just stuck with the first one. It works for me. It's not like I drink loads of milk, I just have it in my coffee. So You know, if you want to be really, really, really careful, then absolutely call it 1.5 syns per 100 mils. But I mean, I'm more than happy calling it 1 syn. It is in the app at 1 syn. Like I said, that's the entry I've always used. So I'm not quite sure why they added a duplicate one, but either way. So that's why. Half a pesto pot at lunchtime. Again, called it 4 syns, it's slightly over what it actually is. And then my dinner, which honestly was the most garlickiest thing ever, and I'm not complaining because it was really, really tasty. Trying not to yawn, sorry. Oh, wait. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, I had a really big yawn. Okay, so rice parch was 1.5, 3 sprays of oil for 3, that's what I said. The garlic and ginger paste I got slightly wrong. It's half a syn per teaspoon, which means it's 1.5 per tablespoon, which makes 2 tablespoons, 3 syns. The garlic and chili sauce, the Lee Kum Kee one, is actually 1 syn per tablespoon. I had a teaspoon, so we'll just call it half a syn. And then I had 2 teaspoons of sesame oil, as I said, for 4 syns. So probably slightly overestimated, but it doesn't really matter because I'm not at the top limit. So finishing on 18 today. I don't really have a lot else to say about food today, but, you know, fine. I really enjoyed my tea though. Anywho, I did touch on it earlier, but I made my July quote and cover page a bit late because I didn't know what to put and I was focusing on the main one for the book. But I spent a very long time last night writing out this quote. Well, not writing out, obviously I stamped the letters, but it does take a while. And obviously it wrote in those words just to, you know, make it look interesting. And then tonight after work, I drew this salad bowl, which quite frankly took friggin' ages, but I think it looks all right. I'm quite pleased. And then I wrote July and then did these lightning things, which I'm not necessarily that pleased with. I think it just looks really at odds with the salad bowl. My general idea on doing it was a bit like the sun, because it's like the July in yellow for the sun and then like the rays, kind of that orange sparky things coming out, but whatever. Also, I was using a pen to do the outline of these are meant to be radishes, by the way, and this is meant to be sugar snap peas, and they look weird, which I'll explain why now. But these radishes, I was doing the outside using a particular fine liner pen in a very dark pink, and the bloody thing just suddenly exploded. Luckily I was really watching it at the time, and so I caught it and managed to move it away, but not before it had done a whole big blob here, ruined the green of this sugar snap pea. That's what these are meant to be, by the way. It ruined the green of that, and sort of came through here, and then it also went through the pages, which I've only just noticed just now, but like I'm absolutely gutted. Okay, so it hasn't gone through that far. But yeah, that takes a lot of ink. And I mean, it really did explode. I didn't have any tissue to hand. I was just like panicking. So I just grabbed some paper and was trying to like blot it off. But obviously I didn't quite catch it in time because it was all very sudden. But then of course it had made the end of this pea go green, because they were like the last thing I was doing. I was like, for God's sake. So then I had to white out these sugar snap peas. I just used this pen for whiting over stuff. It's honestly the most opaque white pen that you'll find, the Uniball Signo. Highly recommend if you need a white pen. Like the gel pens are good, the Sakura Jelly roll pens, they're good, and they're definitely, you get a thinner line with them, but for like a larger area, consistency of flow and stuff, this one is the pen, and I use it for like all my little corrections and stuff just because it's so opaque. So if you look, I actually had to colour in, you can see now I'm close, look, I had to colour in those beans completely to then go over them again with green, which of course then goes funny because I was using brush pens. And yeah, it just all looks a bit messy now, which I was a little bit annoyed about because I was quite pleased with it, especially my curly kale type leaf here and here. I was really pleased with those ones. I thought they came out really well. But hey ho, I've never drawn a bowl of salad before, so I thought I did okay. I just looked up online like some pictures and then just like took inspiration from that, I guess. It wasn't too bad once it got going, but yeah, now it doesn't look great, so whatevs. Anyway, so yeah, so I made my July cover page. What else was I going to show you? The mess. Oh yes, hang on, let me turn this to a blank page so I can show you better. So this is going to be on my sister's birthday card. Like I said, it's not for like 2 weeks, but look, I've done quilling. The glass didn't quite look how I thought it was going to. I totally forgot that wine doesn't actually go down to the bottom of the glass. So what I should have done, instead of doing this approximation of a wine colour, was I should have made those blue down the stem and on the bottom, but that's okay, you get the idea. Obviously I showed my bottle earlier, and then we've got a glass, and then a bunch of grapes. They might be a bit wet still. But yeah, not bad for a first attempt, I don't think. So now I'm just considering how to kind of put it all together. Do I do some other bits? Do I like have a drawn platter on the table and put the grapes on there with a block of cheese or something? I don't know. I thought it would be quite funny just to make one gherkin. That was really weird. My boiler just made like a really loud noise, and it's the middle of the night. Strange. Anyway, yeah, so my sister loved gherkins, as do I. But yeah, I thought it would be funny just to make like a gherkin and stick it on there. But yeah, anyway, so I'm thoroughly fed up with this now because honestly, it's really fiddly and time consuming. But I am quite pleased with like what I've managed to get done. So that's, at least I know that I've made good inroads. So yeah. Anywho, that's us done. I'm gonna go to bed and be grumpy. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. So thank you so much for watching. I'll try and be in a better mood tomorrow, I promise. And yeah, hope you have I hope you had a lovely Friday and that you have a really nice weekend lined up. Okay, bye.